Embody the power. Hello friends, I'm Natalia, this is Embody the Power. Just to let you know, all these readings are timeless, so whenever you click on, it's going to apply to you. Take what resonates, leave the rest, because life's dynamic and subject to change. I'm going to be doing, for those of you that don't know, I do kind of mix readings with cards, but it's really to go over stuff in relation to emotional integration. Okay, so for example, today is on forgiveness, which is going to involve disengagement, people pleasing and kind of letting go. Yeah, so we're just going to go with the flow with it and see what comes up. I do meditations, but I'm going to be putting those out on a podcast because I feel like it's easier to listen to. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so observing at the moment. Oh, you're observing me. I'm observing you, you're observing me. Okay, cool. So this is an energy exchange. Just to let you know, I am in the process of writing a series of books that are all sort of inextricably linked. They are to do with emotional integration. They cover rejection, abandonment, mummy daddy issues. They even cover sort of kink. They also cover like the very broad spectrum of sexual violations, whether a victim or abuser, because a lot of that shapes the condition and who we are, what we do, you know, the relationships we have, the connections, etc., etc. Just to let you know, I don't use the traditional sense. Through my guides, everything that I do comes from me. I don't use the traditional sense of narcissism and codependency. The way I've been shown it, and this is how I want you to see it, if you could just visualize a long straight road of life. This is my life, yeah? A long straight road of my life. And there are obstacles in that road. It would be so easy to just walk straight ahead. But in my road, I've had banana skins, I've had moats, I've had shark-infested waters, I've had street parties, I've had all kinds of stuff going on, yeah? So I'm writing this stuff from my perspective, yeah? Not clinician, not medical doctor, whatever, yeah? And that's not really a disclaimer, although it is. It's more to let you know I'm coming from the heart, I'm coming from balanced mind, sometimes not so balanced mind, sometimes not so balanced heart, you know? You've got to take the rough with the smooth, the dark with the light. And predominantly service to others, but you know, I'm sure there's some service to self aspects of me too. That's a lie. It's pretty much all service to others. But anyway, I'm not perfect, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so this is what it's come from. So going back to it, narcissistic and codependency. The way I've been shown it, I haven't seen it before. The way I've meditated through, etc., from the guidance system that I have, from my matrix, from my inner self, whatever you want to call it, whatever your belief system, you know, from the universe of energy, from quantum physics, whatever it is, I see it as extreme masculine and extreme feminine. Yeah, you want to stop being with someone that's extreme masculine, say narcissistic, just so that you understand, and someone narcissistic wants to stop being with somebody that's so heavily codependent. It's easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's easy. The concept of it's easy. You got to get yourself into balance because it all works with a vibrational match. Yeah. So yeah. So I am going to use the cards just to kind of tune in because it's a good divination tool. Yeah. Just a set of cards. I can't fancy shuffle these ones because they're too small and I got big hands. I went on a date with someone once. He told me I had hands like a goalkeeper. I was just like, mini cab. I left. Not a moment too soon, anyway. Wonder where he is. Send him love and light along his way. Okay, cool. Going back to it. Not my appalling attempts at dates, because they have happened. Right. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to tune in. Anyone's that familiar with the stuff I've done over on Instagram, kind of keeping a similar format because it works, and I found people got stuff out of it. So I'm opening up on YouTube. Yeah. Different friends, more friends, same friends. You're welcome. Remember, if I trigger you, that's okay. Yeah, you're gonna just hate me and then go back and then come back again once you've figured out what it was inside you that you needed to come to terms with or address or whatever else. But yeah, if you do leave a comment, I will comment. I will come back to you. I've got no problems with that. Yeah, do it anonymous if you want. Get an account. Gmail account, whatever, do it anonymous. But right, so let me tune in for a minute. So give me a couple of seconds. Anytime I close my eyes to tune in, I always see my niece going, like, taking the piss out of me. Thanks, church. All right, let's see. So bear with me. okay, I'm feeling that people are letting go. And there's a common sort of misconception that I find, like when people, some people don't want to give forgiveness, and the reason why they don't. Okay, so this is something that you're having to let off your chest. I can feel it. It's like, that was quite a heavy energy. It's like you want to give forgiveness because you've learned that it's for you, yeah? I'm not really talking, I don't feel like the people that I'm talking to are people that don't understand why you forgive yourself, yeah? I'm getting that you get that. And if you don't get that, that's fine, yeah? I'm not sort of, there's no... wherever you are on that so-called hierarchical structure of spirituality, you know, it's not an elitist sport. We're all spiritual. We've got a heart. We've got energy. We're breathing. We're spirits. But yeah, so it's like, it's understanding that you can forgive, but you can also disengage. Yeah. So forgiveness doesn't mean sort of, if someone sort of just, I'm going to use it. Someone comes in and just like gives you a right backhander or slaps you in the face, and you're just like, why am I going to forgive that? Yeah. Forgiveness is understanding that that person did that because of what they're going through. You might have triggered them. Yeah. But they did that for what they're going through, their traits, their condition, their behaviour said it's acceptable to give someone a backhander if you don't like what you hear, yeah? Not to do with you. But for you to move on, it's like letting go of that, understanding that there is no wrong or right, there's wherever you are on the spectrum, yeah? There's what's wrong or right to you, but it's kind of letting it go. But it's not saying, I forgive you, you can do it again. No, because you're going to reset your permissions. Ask why you're a vibrational match for that occurrence that happened. Sometimes you have to go really deep. Sometimes you just know. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. You might align yourself in that particular moment. Oh, that was karma. I remember in 1969, I might have slapped a doorman in the face because he wouldn't let me into the nightclub. I don't know. I didn't do that, by the way. I wanted to, but I didn't. But yeah, so or you might see, you know, you're going to understand why you were a vibrational match for whatever's just happened. So forgiveness forgives you as well for your past, present, future, but it also forgives that person and appreciates you're coming from over there. I don't like that. Now, if you were to say, I forgive you and then let you in, even you know that person's going to do something like that again, that's people pleasing, yeah? So we're just going to sort of bypass the people pleasing aspect of it, and we are going to go into, not bypass as in let go, we're going to say no, we're not going to people please this situation. I don't like what was just done to me. I've addressed it in myself. I'm taking responsibility. I'm seeing that there is blame, and I always say blame is an amazing tool to understand there's a situation that needs addressing, needs your attention, but it's not a good tool to get out of that situation, to recognize it, to not have to go through that cycle again. Yeah. So you're not going to people please and go, no, okay, well, that didn't hurt, but I'm going to go back into it because that person really needs me and I know what they're going through and blah, 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 blah. No, I appreciate that person warrants forgiveness. I warrant forgiveness for anything I've done in that, you know, along that same vein. I could have energetically slapped someone in the face. You don't have to physically use your hands. We're kind of starting to understand more how physical actions can be mirrored by emotional actions, hence the extreme masculine, extreme feminine. Kind of going to go, well, it's kind of on topic if it's coming up. So, for example, somebody could slap you in the face emotionally, but to somebody that's in extreme masculine, stick with me here, extreme masculine and have closed off due to their traumas, traits, and whatever else it is that they've been through conditioning, they will see somebody chasing them going, I love you, I love you, I love you. Why won't you love me? Let me love you, love you. That to them is like being slapped in the face because they cannot handle that emotion. This person can't even tell you that they like you, you know, and if you want to go on whatever it is, I don't know what the labels are, sociopaths, whatever. I don't really work with the labels. I just work with different degrees of extremity kind of thing. It's emotionally, it's the same. Yeah. Energetically, that intangible energy is powerful. We know it. That's why we crave it. I want him to tell me I love you. So tell me I love you. I love you. And then finally they go, I love you. Boom. It hits you. Yeah. So don't underestimate the power of what you can't see. So people pleasing, disengaging. Sometimes you have to disengage. You have to literally just disengage. It's just like, you know what, I can't handle this right now. And that's part of you setting your permissions. Okay, I forgive you for what you've done. I forgive me for what I've done that may have mirrored that, whether it's I was doing something energetically that maybe not be to that person. That person might walk in to be your karma, you know. It's allowing, but then going within that journey inwards, going within and going, okay, what have I done? What is it? Help me. How do I understand? Taking that time to move away from the blame. Yeah, the blame gets you going, doesn't take you where you want to be. The blame is a jump start, you know, but you ain't going to go out in your car jump starting it all the way. You know, the jump start shows you where you need to be. Now you need to go to the journey. So you need to appreciate where you are. And I always go to sort of appreciating where you are is kind of accepting where you are. You can't get, okay, so if you're in the blame place, you have to see where you are. You have to accept who you are, what you've done, appreciate what it is that may have made you, may or not made you a vibrational match. And sometimes you won't even figure out why for years. And then when you look back, you think, oh, you know, you could go through that whole 10 years going, that woman was awful to me, she treated me badly. And then you kind of look around and like 10 years later, you're like, I went through a bit of a super bitch phase at that stage of my life. Maybe she was my karma to wake me up and realise that that isn't a nice way to be. Not saying that you deserve it. Once you've understood it, you can blame her, you can blame you. I blame me from the past, I blame me from the future, whatever it is. But once you've done that, don't people please in the situation. If you need to disengage, you know, that means saying to someone, listen, I can't deal with you right now. However you want to say it. I can agree to disagree. I don't appreciate the way that, you know, how you treated me. And I'm of the understanding for myself, it used to be protection. I needed protection because that's where my head was at that time. But now I see it as permissions, yeah? And I once said to one of my guides, I was just like my sacred masculine guide, why do I need protection? And I got this, it's not protection for others, it's protection from yourself. And I was like, oh, right, that makes sense. Some of my decisions, if somebody else made that decision for me, like people pleasing or other things, yeah, I wouldn't be best pleased. So yeah, the protection is for myself, from my own actions, to try and make these decisions. So it's like, I'm not saying, okay, so I'm seeing anger. Okay, so a lot of people have been through anger that have had to learn how to sort of forgive stuff. And I went through it, not that, I can't even say not that long ago, if it was like a million years ago, like last weekend. I saw red. I mean, I was angry to the point of anger. I was just like ready to like just put juju on every masculine that I'd ever know. You know, I didn't go that far, but that's where I was. I was just like consumed with rage and I just let it be. And then I had to stuff down my feelings because I was here on my own trying to deal with that. I recognised that's where I was. I recognised the feelings. I recognised that this thing, this situation, this person, myself, my actions, pushing me to the wherever the blame came from. It was them, it was me, it was who, it was it. But wherever, I was the one that was sitting here enraged. And I'm telling you, like pure anger, you know, like the 7 stages or 4 stages or the 5 stages of grief. That kind of anger that you go through, like, why kind of thing. And I was there, but I recognised, and I'd been asking this question for a while to my guides, like, if you're supposed to recognise and integrate your feelings. So the first one is like, anger, I know you're there, I appreciate you're there, I don't know why you're fucking here or what this session is for, what this lesson is for, but I'm going to allow you to be. Then I had to eat them in my feelings. I had to eat like peri crisps, I had to eat this, I had to eat that, and basically just I know I'm okay because I go to the gym most days. I do watch my weight a lot of the time, but I needed that because I knew I did law. I got a background doing law. And for me personally, I found that no good law ever came from a state of emergency. I've not seen one. Like, don't want to see one, to be fair, but that's how I feel. Yeah, on the most of the time. Yeah, the rule of thumb. And so I know that lashing out, reacting at that stage isn't the best for me. Sometimes it might be, I don't know, I haven't come across that for myself, yeah? So I had to bring myself into balance. So I had to eat. I ate my emotions, but I was aware of it, I was conscious of it. I always say to people, if you're overeating, or you feel you are, yeah? Not from a sizist, judgmental point of view, just when you feel like, okay, I'm not dealing with something, ask just before you eat, why am I eating this? Like, 5 cakes, and I don't mean little cakes, I mean like birthday cakes for kids. And why am I eating this? So why am I able to tune in? It's because I'm lonely, because I'm sad, because I'm happy, whatever it is. Okay, I appreciate that. You can still go ahead and eat that if you want, you know, that's up to you, and whatever your path is. But I had to do that to bring me into balance. And then once I came back down off that angry cloud and understood it, it was like my guys were like, you were supposed to be triggered like this because you were trying to understand the defining line in between allowing those emotions and acting from those emotions, reacting from those emotions? What is suppressing and unsuppression? Where do I go, you know, where on the spectrum am I supposed to stop that anger from fueling? Or where, you know, am I allowing it? Am I bypassing it? No, I didn't bypass it at all, man. You would not have wanted to be a fly on my wall this weekend. Anyway. So I knew I went into super bitch mode as well after that. So most of the time I'm from the heart, I'm leading from the heart. But I went into super bitch mode, and it was funny because I kind of spoke to somebody and they were making me an offer of this, which in super bitch mode, yeah, I can do it. I don't care about anyone, I don't give a fuck. But I know, I always see that kind of anger as a boomerang. It goes, voop, 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 voop. Eventually you come back. So you're like, raw, and eventually it comes back. You're either like, ah, like, and a wreck or whatever, you know. It's a boomerang effect. It doesn't last. You come back to the heart. So I knew that I was not able to, I knew what this person was offering me was right, but once I come out of super bitch mode, it was not going to be right, and I would have stitched myself up, because by then I would have, as I said, stitched myself up. So yeah, so I knew that I was coming back down, so I had to use a bit of food to do that, you know. I keep feeling like first world problems, you know, like, how blessed are you to be able to emotionally eat your way out of a situation? It's a blessing and a curse, yeah, of course, but silver lining, at least I was able to do it, because I don't know how I would have got out for that, because there's only so many runs in a day you can do when you're that angry, you know. But I appreciate it, I recognised it, and, you know, I watched it, I did enough, I watched my energy come back down, and then I forgave that person, and over a few days I realised why I was a match for them. If I want this person to stop doing this to me, then I have to stop doing that to them, because they don't like that any more than I like that, yeah? That's why I'm a vibrational match. Light bulb moment. Bing! Okay, I forgive them and I forgive me, because it is what it is. But I needed to disengage. So I disengaged. And that person, when I was tuned in, it was like, you know, you like to think when you sort of have a spat with your boyfriend or your friend or whatever it is, yeah, they're pining after me. No, when I was tuned in, they're like, my guy's like, don't worry about it. He don't want to speak to you any more than you want to speak to him. And I was like, but I'm right. We were both right, but different perspective. Yeah, sometimes we can be brats, you know. I'm right, you're wrong. That's right. Anyway, and then you kind of let go of the people pleasing. So you're just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to people please myself for a little bit, because that's what I need. And then post that, let it the fuck go. Let it go. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards to see. Let's see if there's anything else. Four of Wands, Four of Cups. That is a beautiful way to end. I'm not going to pull anything else on that. Four of Cups, Four of Wands, that is stability. So forgiveness, disengagement, letting go of the people-pleasing aspect and letting go will bring you stability. This is everyday stuff. In this pack, it's just a normal pack of playing cards. There's no major arcanas, because we're dealing with the now. Every day has its own energy. So I'm just dealing with the steps forward, you know, every step. Just every day's got its own energy. So I'm not dealing with the big events. I think it was Eckhart Tolle, and I remember listening to something of his a few years ago, and he hit the nail on the head. He said life's made up of things that are mainly the little things, yeah, the little things that we do. So I suppose indirectly I kind of subscribe to what he's saying. I align with it, because I've sort of, through my own journey, feel that I'm just going to use these cards. I don't want to ostracize anyone, you know, shouting at God or this or that, or I'm an extension of source or whatever. Just whatever, you know, whatever you feel comfortable with. And just remember, this is something that Gaia gave me, and it is, when you judge someone for being asleep, paradoxically you are asleep yourself. Because we're all at different levels, and sometimes we can be at this level and then that level. There's everything, there's nothing, there's one, there's two of them. There's, you know, it's just, there's so many different perspectives. And you yourself can go through all of those perspectives depending on where you are. When you first start believing in something, it could be like, what, this one thing, there's only one of them. No, there's only one, I'm right, everyone else is wrong. Quite extreme in your theory, because anyone else's theory is wrong. And then you go to a different stage of understanding. All of a sudden, oh my God, there's two. And then after, it's like, oh my God, there's none. None of that existed. And then you go to another one. Oh my God, there's multiple. So it just depends on where you are on your journey. So try not to judge people for being asleep. As much as people can trigger you, yeah, it will keep you feeling stable. And that, I don't even want to pull anything. I was like, I want to have a little sneaky peek. Two of Cups, yeah, partnership. Two of Hearts. Yeah, it's partnerships. I'm not going to sing on this channel. I was saying before. I can hear the animals went two by two, hooray, hurrah. I don't know where that's coming from. What's that for? Yeah, just partnerships. Yeah, it's partnerships, stable partnerships. And that's what you will get if you kind of follow this line of thinking. Forgiveness, letting go of the people pleasing, knowing you're allowed to disengage. That's when you're setting your permissions and then letting go. So yeah, that's it. Just remember, you're loved, you're always loved, and you always will be loved. In my not so humble opinion, and no matter where you are on your stage of the journey, yeah, no matter where you are. So yeah, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and I shall speak to you soon. I just see these lights. I just got lights. When I look back at the video, it was just like pure lights. So apologies. I'm going to fix this lighting thing that's going on for my next videos. Sometimes it takes a while just to adjust. So hopefully you'll listen to the content and not worry about the fact that I was just shining. I can shine bright like a diamond. Message for you guys. You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the next reading. I just wanted to apologise for the lights, but I didn't want to redo it because I was flowing and I think the message was more important. Cool.
I am me, I'm everything I hope to be. Embody.